Happy birthday!
Yay, let's play! I want the cake now.
What if the very thing you are doing to fix your quiet child is actually rewiring their brain for a lifetime of anxiety? Every single day, millions of well-meaning parents misdiagnose their children. They look at a hesitant, quiet kid and immediately slap on the label, shy. But clinical research in developmental psychology and neuroscience reveals a shocking truth. The quiet child is not a monolith. In fact, the biological hardware driving your child's silence is either rooted in intense, paralyzing fear or a beautiful, deeply misunderstood mechanism of energy conservation. Today, we are going to look inside your child's brain. We're going to break down the exact difference between shyness and introversion, and I'll show you exactly how to respond without accidentally crushing their spirit. Meet Sarah, a loving, completely normal mom, and her 6-year-old son, Liam. They've just pulled up to a neighborhood birthday party. The house is vibrating with the sound of 20 screaming children.
All right, buddy, we're here. Let's go grab a slice of pizza and find the bouncy castle. I don't want to go in, Mom. It's too loud. Can we just go home? Liam, come on. We RSVP'd. You love birthdays. Once you get in there and see your friends, you're going to have a great time. Just be brave.
Let's pause right here. Look at Liam's hesitation. What is actually happening in his brain right now? Sarah assumes Liam is just being stubborn, or maybe a little shy. She tells him to be brave. But modern neuroscience has reframed this hesitation, not as a failure of courage, but as a depth of processing mechanism. If Liam is an introverted child, his hesitation has absolutely nothing to do with fear. The introverted brain is characterized by a high sensitivity to external stimuli. To Liam, the noise, the crowd, and the visual chaos of the party literally feel louder and more overwhelming than they do to an extroverted child. His brain is begging for a pause. But what if Liam is a shy child? If he's shy, his amygdala, the brain's primary alarm system for fearful or novel stimuli, is currently hyper-responsive. Shyness is fundamentally a state of social anxiety and fear of negative evaluation. When Liam looks at that house, his amygdala sounds a massive alarm, triggering a sympathetic nervous system response. His heart rate is spiking, his salivary cortisol is elevating, and adrenaline is flooding his tiny system. His body is literally preparing for a physical threat, even though the threat is purely social. Sarah telling him to just be brave is like telling a smoke detector to ignore a fire. It doesn't work. Well, hello there, Liam. Aren't you going to go out back and play with the others? No, thank you. Oh, don't mind him, Susan. He's just a little shy today. He takes a while to warm up. Oh, that's okay. You can stay in the kitchen with us grown-ups. Want a cookie, sweetie? Stop. This exact scenario plays out in millions of kitchens every weekend, and it is a massive psychological trap. Let's break down the neurobiology of what Sarah and the neighbor just did. First, the label. When Sarah says he's just shy right in front of him, she is committing a crucial error. Avoiding labeling is vital because a child can easily internalize the word shy as a permanent, unchangeable defect. Second, let's look at the kitchen trap. If Liam is shy, he is currently experiencing a psychological phenomenon called the approach avoidance motivational conflict. This is heartbreaking when you truly understand it. Most shy children desperately want to be social. Liam actually craves peer interaction and wants to join the kids out back. But that desire is completely paralyzed by a simultaneous fear of embarrassment or negative evaluation. He is stuck. By letting Liam stay in the kitchen and the neighbor rewarding him with a cookie and gentle attention, they have accidentally made the kitchen highly rewarding. Why would Liam ever face his fear of the playground when hiding behind mom in the kitchen gets him cookies and a sense of safety? The adults are accidentally reinforcing his fear.
Liam, enough is enough. Look, there's the slide. Go play with Tommy. I'm going back inside.
This is the climax, the deep end method. Sarah thinks she is building resilience. She thinks she's throwing him into the water so he learns how to swim. But developmentally, forcing a sensitive child into the deep end before they are ready can be psychologically harmful. It doesn't build resilience, it builds trauma. It can bend the child out of shape and destroy their foundational trust in their caregiver. For a shy child, their alarm system is now screaming. For an introverted child, their sensory system has just short-circuited. We need to move beyond viewing this as bad behavior or stubbornness. Let's take a deep dive into the absolute miracles happening inside your quiet child's brain and learn how to actually help them. To truly understand your child, we have to travel back in time to the 1980s, to the laboratory of a pioneer in developmental psychology named Jerome Kagan. Kagan wanted to know why some kids jump into the fray, while others hide in the shadows. He discovered the concept of behavioral inhibition, the roots of what society calls shyness. When Kagan tested infants as young as 4 months old with new stimuli, like colorful mobiles or loud voices, he found something incredible. About 20% of these infants were high reactive. They reacted to novelty by crying, arching their backs, and vigorously thrashing. These high reactive babies were highly likely to grow into toddlers who actively avoided unfamiliar people and showed heightened vigilance. This means that a child's quietness isn't a choice. It is their biological hardware, deeply rooted in genetics and present before they are even out of diapers. But here is where the path splits into two entirely different worlds: the world of the shy child and the world of the introverted child. While they look identical from the outside, their internal engines are running on completely different fuel. The neurobiology of shyness. Let's look at the left side first. Shyness is fundamentally a fear-based social avoidance. It is a milder form of social anxiety. If your child is shy, their brain is literally wired with a hypersensitive threat detection system. Research shows that shy children are more likely to have a genetic variation that regulates serotonin, making their brains much more sensitive to stress. When a shy child enters a room, they aren't just observing, they are engaged in intense vigilance. Their anterior cingulate cortex, the part of the brain responsible for error monitoring, is working in overdrive, making them hyper-aware of potential social faux pas or negative feedback. They are trapped in that approach avoidance conflict we talked about earlier. They want to play, but the fear of being judged locks them in place. Shyness is accompanied by negative feelings, tension, uncertainty, and physical discomfort like blushing and a racing heart. The neurobiology of introversion. Now, let's look at the right side. Introversion is completely different. Introversion is not rooted in fear, it is rooted in energy. Introverted children aren't afraid of the party, they just find it exhausting. And the reason why is utterly fascinating. It all comes down to two neurotransmitters, dopamine and acetylcholine. Dopamine is the brain's reward chemical. Extroverted kids have an incredibly active dopamine reward network. When they go to a chaotic party, their brain releases a flood of dopamine, making them feel energized and motivated. But introverted children actually have fewer dopamine receptors. They are highly sensitive to dopamine. So when they walk into that same loud party, the dopamine hit doesn't feel good. It feels like an absolute sensory assault. It's way too much. They don't want to leave because they are scared. They want to leave because their brain has reached its stimulation limit. Instead of dopamine, introverts rely heavily on a secret weapon, acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter that provides calm, relaxation, and deep focus. It makes an introverted child feel incredibly happy and rewarded when they are engaging in quiet, inward-facing activities, like building a complex Lego set, reading a book, or having a deep one-on-one conversation. The longer road. Furthermore, neuroscience reveals that information literally travels differently in an introverted brain. Introverts use longer, more complex neural pathways. When you ask an introverted child a question, that information has to travel through their hippocampus, evaluating memories, and their frontal cortex, deep planning, before they speak. Because the data takes a longer road, introverted kids often pause before they answer. They aren't ignoring you. They aren't lacking knowledge. They are running a high-resolution mental simulation of their response before they open their mouths. This is a profound thinking circuit. But this deep processing takes a massive amount of glucose and oxygen, which is exactly why they fatigue so quickly in loud environments. The developmental danger. If we misunderstand these traits, the consequences are severe. When a shy child's fear isn't supported, it can actually borrow brain power. Because their brain is divided between an academic task and the worry of being evaluated by their peers, their working memory capacity becomes taxed. Over time, this can lead to lower school performance, school-related stress, and deep loneliness. And society makes it worse, particularly through gender expectations. Shy girls are often accepted or even praised for being quiet and reserved, which protects their self-esteem. But shy boys? They are bombarded with cultural expectations to be bold, assertive, and rough. When they can't meet that masculine ideal, they often internalize the message that their very nature is wrong. But it's not wrong. Your child is not broken. They are just operating on a different operating system. So, how do we parent them? The absolute golden rule of parenting a quiet child is this. Your goal is never to turn them into an extrovert. That is inherently abusive because it forces them to deny their core essence. Instead, your goal is to help a shy child gain confidence and help an introverted child manage their energy. Here are 3 highly effective, scientifically backed strategies you can start using today. Strategy 1. The longer runway for the shy child. Shy children are like heavy airplanes. They need a much longer runway to take off. If you are going to a birthday party, do not arrive 30 minutes late when the room is already chaotic. Arrive 10 minutes early. Arriving when the room is empty allows the shy child to explore, map the environment, and mentally own the space as it slowly fills up with people. You are lowering the novelty threat to their amygdala, allowing them to feel safe before the noise begins. Strategy 2. Make the kitchen boring for the shy child. Remember Liam hiding with the adults in the kitchen? Stop rewarding avoidance. Empathy is critical, but over-comforting signals to your child that the situation truly is dangerous, which reinforces their fear. When your child clings to your leg at a party, make the adult space utterly boring. Talk about adult things like taxes or the weather. Do not offer them special treats. Instead, physically position yourselves near the other children and point out low-key activities. You want to make the payoff of playing with peers much higher than the payoff of hiding with mom. Let them take their time, but encourage micro goals, like just smiling at one other kid. Strategy 3. Protect the social battery for the introverted child. If your child is an introvert, their primary battle is sensory overload. When an introverted child comes home from school and immediately retreats to their room, do not take it personally. Do not view it as a bad mood. They are in a biological deficit and desperately need to rest and digest via their parasympathetic nervous system. Manage their calendar ruthlessly. Avoid scheduling back-to-back playdates, sports, and tutoring. A busy week for an extrovert is a fundamentally exhausting week for an introvert. Give them daily, unstructured me time, where absolutely zero interaction is expected of them. Allow them to soak in their acetylcholine and recharge their brain. In a world that constantly rewards the fast talker and the loudest voice in the room, it is incredibly easy for quiet children to believe they are destined to be small. We live in a society that too often mistakes observation for hesitation and quietness for weakness. But you now know the truth. Silence is not absence. Your child's quietness is not a limitation. It is a profound gift. Whether they are navigating the fear-based vigilance of shyness or the intense energy management of introversion, your child possesses talents the world desperately needs. They are the deep listeners, the thoughtful planners, the profound creatives who process the world with a high-resolution empathy most of us can only dream of. Your job isn't to force them out of their shell. Your job is to understand their neurological nature. When the world tries to slap a negative label on them, you stand as their shield. When someone says, "Oh, they're so shy," you look them in the eye and say, "Actually, they are incredibly observant, and they like to take their time getting to know people." Protect their peace, nurture their deep-thinking minds, care for their small candle of a personality, and give it the safe space it needs until it burns steadily enough to warm the entire room. If this video completely changed the way you view your child, please hit the subscribe button right now. And I want to hear from you in the comments below. After watching this, do you think your child is shy, or are they an introvert? Share your story, because there is a parent reading the comments right now who desperately needs to know they aren't alone. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next deep dive.